Are there any other Gen Xers out there that are jobless and finding it impossible to find a job?
I don't think people are going to hire me because I'm 58 and I'm a woman.
It's 2025, and the new reality is that people in their mid 50s, late 50s, are the new unemployables.
I'm going to reject that the notion, the premise, actually, the statement that we're the new unemployables. We're older. We're looking for a job. We can't find a job, and I don't know that that's exactly what he meant in terms of absolutely we can't find a job. But there is no question, as the two women stated, it's difficult, it's challenging, it's frustrating, and it's certainly stressful when you're looking for a job and you know you believe you can't find one. And I think sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You hear other people your age who are older are saying it's difficult, I can't find a job, and so then you're thinking it's just going to happen to me, so why am I going to bother looking? Well, the point is this: there are some things that you can do to overcome the challenge. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some other comments from folks who are finding it challenging, and we're going to talk about how they have overcome the challenges. So let's dive into it. Let's play another comment.
Are there any other Gen Xers out there that are jobless and finding it impossible to find a job? Or is it just us? My husband and I have been out of work and we've been doing side hustles, but it's barely keeping us afloat. And come this next month, all savings is depleted. It won't keep us afloat. And we just can't find a job. Nobody's calling. We're sending out resumes. Nobody's calling. He's got 2 interviews. Both ended up filling from within, so they say. And it's just freaking scary. Nothing prepared us for this. To be in our 50s and wondering how the heck we're going to survive. And we have small children. We have a 10 and 11-year-old. So it's not just like us. It's very stressful. Very stressful.
It is very stressful and it is very scary, but I do like the fact that her and her husband are doing 2 things that I consider very important. Number one, they're continuing to send out resumes, continuing to push ahead, because sooner or later, if you've got some skills, someone will hire you. Sooner or later, that will happen. And it's unfortunate that it takes 100, sometimes 50, 100 or more applications, sending out resumes to get a position. But the second thing that I like that her and her husband are doing is they are looking at starting side hustles. And maybe the side hustles they're starting aren't right for them and won't generate the revenue. But from somebody who has a lot of experience starting companies and starting side hustles, I know that when you do hit that right one and you do see that first dollar or 2 or 3 or 100 or 500 or so coming in, now you get excited, you get energized, and you really push ahead with that side hustle. So it's difficult. Her and her husband are in a tough place, got a couple children, but they're going to keep pushing ahead. So now let me go ahead and let me share with you some comments that I received from a couple viewers. These folks watched some of our videos, some of my videos here at Over 50 TV. And the first one, the top one, he says this. He says, I'm unemployed now for 6 months as a tech worker. I'm sure I'm being discriminated against. After applying to 150 plus jobs, I'm now applying to Starbucks, a swimming school, and others. I'm getting rejection letters from those too, and I'm running out of options. 150 plus job applications that he sent out, and there might be even a few interviews out of that. It's very tough to say, obviously, because we don't know anything more than this. But he's getting rejection letters from those two. I'm running out of options. And then the second comment is from a Trouble Boost 7. He says, truth. At 61, it is a minefield trying to last until I can retire. This isn't the only time, and I think there may be a couple more comments where folks in this video anyway are saying, hey man, I'm just trying to get to Social Security, trying to get to that retirement point, and I'm just going to grind it out, and that's what they're going to do. But let me go ahead and play you another comment.
So I just woke up realizing that I don't have a job. I have to say it, I'm unemployed. Wow. There was a lot of crying that went on yesterday because the shock value was it was freaking bad. Somebody's got to get better at letting people go because, dude, wow. Anyway, I don't think people are going to hire me because I'm 58 and I'm a woman. I'm excellent in my job. I'm freaking amazing at my job. I'm a writer, I'm an editor. I do social media, I do newsletters for companies, I do press kits, press releases. I'm actually a ghostwriter as a side hustle that I can't turn into a full-time thing at the moment, but I don't think people are going to hire me because they don't want someone 58.
Somebody will hire you. Somebody will hire you. You're 58 years old. You just lost your job. It's understandable that you're a little down or a lot down. It's understandable that you had an evening of crying and being upset and maybe feeling sorry for yourself. But don't let this become a self-fulfilling prophecy where you just think, okay, I'm not going to get hired. No one's going to hire me. No one's going to want me. It'll be challenging. You can get over it. You can definitely get over it. So now let me go ahead and just share with you another comment that I received from another Over 50 TV viewer. So this comment's from Happy Halloween, and he says, or she says, exactly what happened to me. Push out of my job in 2024, and I'm now 60, and all I hear from my job search are crickets. I'm sure it's because I'm too old. He says or she says, I'm a senior firmware. I'm imagining firmware is like software engineer with 30 plus years experience. So they've got this person has a lot of experience. But if you go down to the second paragraph, they say also the tech recruiters gave me the excuse that I'm overqualified with more years than the hiring manager. And this person says, really? I've got I'm overqualified just because I've got more years than the hiring manager. I know a lot of us hear this comment that we're overqualified. I mean, whether we're looking for a job or maybe even if you got a job and you want to you want another position in the company and they tell you you're overqualified, that's an excuse. This person says, I don't think they're really interested in hiring people that are experienced. Well, it sucks. And I totally get that it sucks because especially when you know you've got the skills, you got the talent, and then you get kind of turned away or a lot turned away just because you are, and it's because of ageism. That's because they think you're too old. Well, listen, let's get on to the next comment.
I'm almost 50 years old and I feel like I'm starting all over again. I got laid off at the end of last year in 2024. We're now in May of 2025 and I still don't have a job. I'm applying. I've applied to almost 200 different positions. I've had interviews. I've had callbacks. Nobody has pulled the trigger. I did work in education. And so now I'm still just trying to find a job. I'm trying to do other things. I'm exploring this TikTok stuff. I am trying to sell on Poshmark, selling used clothes, whether I'm selling my own or I go thrifting and I resell there. I am making woodworking things so I can sell them on Facebook Marketplace. But I don't know if it's my age. I don't know if it's the industry. I just don't know what to do.
I love this woman's motivation. I'm going to say attitude, although I don't know that when you listen to her, I don't know that attitude's the right way to describe it. But she is doing whatever it takes to get it done. While I do love that fact, you focus on one thing and build it. Find that one thing that you're going to love, you're going to like, you're going to make some money at. It'll, like I said previously, it's going to energize you. When I started a few businesses, and especially in the early days, as soon as that money started coming in, boy, I had that energy, I had that drive. It really validated the ideas that I had. And I'm going to suggest the same thing for this person here. So let me share some comments from you, some other comments I received from a couple more viewers. So I'm sharing this particular comment because what it does is it talks about, in the third paragraph here, what you'll see, is it talks about what happens to a lot of folks out there when you get pushed out of your job and then you go to find another job. Let's look at it. It's from bbox069, and he says, I'm assuming it's a he, it could be a woman. It says, I'm 54. I was fired by a local green tractor dealer where I was a receiving manager. My secretary was fired first. She is in her 60s, but always did a great job. They then told me I had to do her job and mine. Yeah, so you're working someplace. There's some cutbacks. Now you're doing two folks' job, two people's job. Then he says, this person says, so I did and got recognized as having the best receiving department in the company. Then one day I'm sitting at home and I got called by the vice president and told that they were eliminating my position from the company and I had to turn in my equipment basically. But then this person got another job. But here's the rub here. Third paragraph. I don't make anywhere the money I used to make, and now I fuel fleet vehicles working outside all year long. I'm just trying to hang on now till I can get my social security. And I played this comment. I played this or showed you this comment, shared this comment with you because what happens is you lose your job and then you go and you get another job. Well, 9 out of 10 people who get a job after they were fired from their last job never earn as much money as they earned prior to being pushed out of that job. I think this is an important thing for all of us to understand and to consider. So now I said I was going to give you 2 comments. Let me give you this other one here. This is from Dave Hill 75. He says, I saw this happen to older workers throughout my career, and then I saw it happen to me. He's telling the truth. Well, you know what? There's no doubt. There's no doubt that this happens frequently. And from these 2 people here, these comments I think are invaluable learning experiences for all of us. But let me give you the last video.
It's 2025, and the new reality is that people in their mid-50s, late 50s, are the new unemployables. Like, I am fortunate right now that I have a gig right now, right? But if I lost it, from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and from all the comments I'm getting on my posts, it's like, if you get blown out of your job, if you get laid off, fired, downsized, whatever it is, aged out, which is a very common thing, it's almost impossible to land another job at your current level. You can almost kiss it goodbye. You might be able to, grab part-time gigs or low-level jobs, but nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to hire somebody who's 57, 58, 59, 60 years old for any kind of an important job. They can say ageism is illegal all they want. They can make believe that it's kumbaya and we love everybody and we're all equal. And no, it doesn't work like that.
I think this video, this clip here is a good follow-up to the previous comments, because as I mentioned, 9 out of 10 folks, 9 out of 10 people who lose a job, get another job, never earn as much money as they earned prior to being pushed out, fired from that job. And this was just the perfect, he said it, he summarized it. And it's statistics out there show this to be true. When you lose your job, it's tough to find another position at equal or more pay. Unless, I'm going to say this, okay? Unless you upskill, unless you reskill, and unless maybe you start that side hustle or you start a business. I'm not saying it's impossible, but 9 out of 10 people never again earn as much money as they earned prior to being pushed out of that job. So what is the lesson here that we can conclude after seeing the comments that I shared, watching the video clips that I've shared with you? What can we conclude from this? Well, what we conclude is what we know, some of what we know, which is it is tough out there to find a new position once we lose our job. It's tough when you're older. It's very difficult. It's challenging. But I'm going to tell you, it is not impossible to do. There are plenty of people out there who can overcome these setbacks, because this is all this is. It's just a setback. You just got to keep pushing ahead. You've got to keep grinding. And if you do that, eventually it will work out. But I will also say this from somebody, and I've mentioned before, I started companies that generated millions of dollars a year in sales. Started companies from nothing. And it just takes time and it takes commitment. And if I had given up after that first side hustle I started, or the second or the third, if I would have given up, I never would have achieved success. It's sort of like Thomas Edison. How many times did he try to get that light bulb working? How many hundreds of times, 1,000 times, a few thousand times? He just kept at it and he was committed. And for all of us out there, it's making a commitment and sticking to it. And if you do that, no doubt in my mind, you can be successful. No doubt in my mind. So that's all I got for you today. I'd love to hear your comments. If you have some questions, go ahead and shoot them to me. I do offer a 30-minute consultation. It's a fee based. You can check out the information, click on the link, you can see it. I do work with a select group of folks who want to work with me, who are committed to success and committed to turning this setback into something that amounts to a very successful business or even just a successful career. Links in the description box. Check out the video up here if you want some ideas. I've got plenty of other items, other videos in Over 50 TV, so go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Well, that's it for you. That's all I've got for you today. As I always say, have a great day, everybody.